you're probably wondering, why am I mining these resources? So the point of the game is to build your space city, station, whatever you want to call it. The first thing you want to do is you're going to either want to buy or lease a plot. All right, or both. And I'll talk about purchasing a plot kind of in the next video. But if you want to do the free-to-play route, you'll want to lease a plot first. So there are 13 different planets that you can lease a plot on. Or I should take that back. There are 13 different planets. Some you can lease plots on, some you can buy plots on, some you can do either. So I'm going to pull up my little sheet here. So these right here are the different planets. So these first 5 are the free to mine planets that we covered in the previous video, where anyone can land and just start mining resources. And then here are the resources that each of them have. Data in Uni are different planets. And on Data in Uni, you can only get a plot there if you purchase it. Right? So those are only purchasable plots, which I'll talk about in the next video. But if you want to lease a plot, which starting out, everyone's going to want to do, even if you plan on purchasing a plot, you're going to want to lease one first. So on Akoli and Remini, you can only lease on this plot. There is no plots available for purchase on those 2 plots. And then these are all the different resources. So, and then on the rest of these, you can lease. There's plots to lease and plots to buy. And obviously, you can see all of these different planets have different resources, different combinations of resources. Before you decide to lease a plot, take a look at these different resources, kind of take a look at what resources you're going to need for what buildings, and make your decision from there. Don't just go to a plot and lease the first one that you see, because you're going to want to take a look at these resources. Some you need more than others, some you don't need as much, but you're going to want to take a look at this. So I suggest doing some research, talking to some people before you go and lease a plot, because you can only lease one plot at a time. And each lease only lasts for 180 days. So after that time, the lease clears, your building's clear, and that lease reverts back to the game. Now that we have that kind of in mind, say we pick Akoli, right? So we're going to warp Akoli right here. We're going to warp there. And once you get there, look at that. That's pretty. You, again, hit scanner. Scan. And it'll show you all the different plots available. So this one is the one that I own. I leased on Akoli. I'm not suggesting that everyone does. Like I said, take a look, do your own research, and see which planet's going to work best for you. Because the different resources, basically you want to line up which resources you need. But if you do decide Akoli is the one that you want to lease on, you can click here. The rent is 1,200 plats for 6 months. Like I said, it's 6 months, 180 days that you get this lease for. And you will build up your space city on this plot. Once you do that, the goal is to build all the buildings and your interstellar spaceship that's going to take you to Sector 1 before those 180 days are finished. All right, and this is key, because after 180 days, your lease ends and you can't renew your lease. And when your lease ends, all the buildings you have on your leased plot get wiped out and you lose that lease. So if you haven't built all the buildings and have your interstellar ship built by that time, you lose them and you would have to start over. So kind of a big push. Make sure you get those built before that 180 days ends. Once you decide, all right, I want this one, you click rent. All right, obviously I already have one rented and you can only rent one, so it gives an error. But for you, if you don't have one, it'll say plot leased, and you can then land on it. So here's a Coley. This is the one I already have leased out. As you can see, it shows the different resources here that you can mine from it. Land. All right, and I already have some buildings built on this one, which you won't have. You'll just see an empty plot. But this is going to be your leased plot, and this is where you're going to start building up your base. And in the next video, I'll cover some of the purchase plots and the benefits of doing that. But this is your leased plot. Hope that helps. If you have any questions about it or anything I missed, post some comments below and I'll try to address those for you.